here's John.
Do you about the bloke on the flying trapeze who caught his wife in the act? Look, they're not all fucking gems, all right? Now, if we could add... oh, well, they've fucking repossessed the band. Don't you fucking start. If your old man had known about wanking, you could have been related to a wall. Have you got a good memory for faces? Because there's no mirror in the shit house. Or have you got herpes? It's got a fucking beard, haven't you? I'll put them down there because I won't refer to them. I'll refer to this fucking thing. I can read this. No, I can't. I know I can't read. Shit. Actually, I used to play darts with my missus, but her head got blunt. Isn't it marvellous? The Pommies gave us a game called Bingo, which is a bit like the Lotto. Hey, I know a bloke won $800,000 in Lotto on his own and said, I am never going to work another day in my life. I'm staying in the fucking railways. Oh, you're from the railways and you're a union delegate, eh? You're what we call a sleeper. But the Pommies gave us this game, Bingo. First of all, when they brought it out here, it was called Housey Housey. And they gave it to the Catholic churches. I'm not a left-footer, but they did give it to the Catholic churches. And they made a fortune out of it. They used to call out the numbers in Latin so the Protestants couldn't win. And then it got into clubs and hotels and the football clubs. Have you ever heard a Pommy called Bingo? They do it in their own... I'm good. Except for the teeth, your mouth would make a perfect ass. So... You ever listen to a Pommy calling Bingo? They do it like this. 22, two little swans, 22, 11, legs 11, 11, 90, top of the house 90, and no bastard knows what's going on. And his voice sells out on him, the Pommy bloke. So he chucks an Irishman in to call the game of Bingo. How about the Irishman thought sugar diabetes was the welterweight champion of Ireland? So here's the Irishman. All you have to do is picture this. It's all true. Here's the Irishman calling the Bingo for the Pommy. And around go the ping pong balls. Up pops the first ping pong ball. 4 and 5. 9. And here's all the old Sheilas up there with their pens going, what are you gonna cross out, love? 4 and 5, 9. Up pops the next ping pong ball. Sherwood Forest. Sherwood Forest. And out comes the Pommy. What the fuck is Sherwood Forest? All the trees. No, I wouldn't dare. I just thought of another one, but I won't. No. Sit. No, this is a bit too cute. Now, shh, listen. John's talking. Paddy and Mick. Paddy and Mick. Can't think of another Irishman's name. Pat. All right. Sean. No, I'm bald. I look like I'm Sean, but... And I was cut with a wide comb, too. One there for the shearers. Pardon? What are you talking about, the end of me prick? That's easy for you to say. Your prick hangs out of your collar. It was the last act work with a fucking dummy, not me. You keep that up and I'll put your head in me rock garden. Paddy and Mick are no, you got to picture this. Paddy and Mick are walking past a timber yard, and there's a sign out the front. Tree fellas wanted. He said, what a shame there's nobody with us. All right, another timber one. Sid! Look, they're not all gems. Now, if you don't behave yourselves, we're going to put the food on. There's a big tall fella and a little fella on either ends of a cross-cut saw. And there's an Irishman coming down the road, spots the big tall fella and the little fella on either ends of the saw, went over, belted the big bloke right in the mouth. If the little fella wants the fucking saw, you let him have it! The two puffs, which we're going to talk about now. I told you you'd get a Guernsey. What about the puff fell off a cruise ship? A puff fell off the cruise ship and he's in the water and he's going, shark! 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 Oh, swordfish. What about the two Irishmen? Two Irishmen were on an iceberg, and one said to the other one, he said, hooray! We're saved! Here comes the Titanic! And there's a steward in the dining room on the Titanic saying to this bloke, more ice, sir? Linda Lovelace's mother went down on the Titanic. Now Linda Lovelace is going to eat the press. Pardon? Oh, no, I did that on one of my other tapes. Her dentist reckons she had the best set of teeth he'd ever come across. I'm sorry, it fell out of my mouth. Oh, shit. Are we going to have a good second half? But I got to tell these blokes, but disgusting? Aren't you enjoying yourself? Oh, it's right. You want to go to church more often. We can give you a mirror and you can look at one. the Irish... Shut up, don't laugh at him. He's a nice little cute one, I like this one. An Irishman rang Heathrow Airport in London and he said, how long does it take to get from London to New York? This is the MGM version of Flying High 3. Who did that? Why? Every which way but loose. It's all right, we can cut this off the tape. Shh. Do you know you're being recorded here? You do. What you didn't know, you're what? Shh, sit. Good boy, have a biscuit, but what you don't know is your wives are getting it on video. How about the Irish video? It records the programs you don't like and then replays them when you're out. So, oh, I know one. Two Irishmen at the Commonwealth Games in Brisbane last year, and one said to the other one, he said, where are you going? Oh, he said, I'm going to the high jumping. The bar's already at 7'7". And his mate said, no, can't I get a drink? So this Irishman, just reiterating now, I'm sorry to confuse you there. This Irishman rang the Heathrow Airport and he said, how long does it take to get from London to New York? And the shearer on the switchboard said, just a minute. He said, thanks very much. So these two puffs, you're going to get fed in a minute now, behave. Meals on wheels are here. Want a possum? So these two puffs who were living together there were two puffs and a friend sitting down there who are almost living together. It's about time, is it? Thank you, Goff.
Now I would like to say to that fellow who said the two pulls, then it's about time. Get fucked.
So these two puffs, these two puffs are living together, and a doctor moved into the same street, and one of the puffs said there, I said, listen, he said, would you mind if I know I do it well, you bend over and I'll drive you home. How do they separate the men from the boys in England? He said, with crowbars. He said, would you mind if I went down and saw the new doctor? Because I fancy him. No, that's all right. And the other one said, but I don't know how to get an introduction. Oh, he said, you silly bitch. He said, go as a patient. So there he is, this Puff, the next day in the doctor's rooms as a patient. And the doctor stuck his head out the door and he said, "Next." So in went the Puff. And the doctor said, "What appears to be your problem?" "Oh," he said, "you wouldn't..." "Oh," he said, "I've got a terrible pain in me rectum." "Well, drop your clothes and bend over." So the Puff dropped his gear and bent over, and the doctor had a bit of a shuff. He had a look, you know. "Oh," he said, "no wonder you got pain." He said, "Do you know you've got 12 red roses up your arse?" He said, "Fuck the flowers, read the card." After that, I've got another couple of prizes here, I think. I've never seen blokes so delighted to see fucking envelopes. You're on a post with Telecom, you never get the fucking thing, do you? We'll keep those two. Pardon? No, they're not bills, mate. They're half a dozen big cans of Foster's. Are they Foster's? John Lawrence, are they Foster's, eh? It's a good bit. Now here's a reference from another fucking idiot over here. Are you from Melbourne, sir? You're not from... Where are you from? From Brisbane? You're from Queensland! There's a bloke here from Queensland! Fuck off, you're an hour early! You think you got problems? I'm from fucking Adelaide! Bloke said to me last week, he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Adelaide." He said, "Who's got the pub down there now?" Anyone here from Victoria? Come on, own up. I spent 3 weeks in Melbourne one night. Nobody game enough. All right, we've got a couple of those prizes left. Over here, yeah. Oh, hello, Max. Hello, son. How you going? It's Reese's, isn't it? There you go. Now, shh, please. Now that is not the same shit stuff. Sorry. You're getting the cans. This is called Reese's. Mate, it's as like mother's milk. It's not in as good a container. You probably haven't noticed my KB shirt. Your old man must have been a fisherman. He never got the fucking bait back. That'll fucking cost you, Lawrence, I'll tell you that. Get my fucking photo on that fucking... Oh, shit, I'm sorry, I thought I was at the footy. What about Johnny Raper? He's going to coach the Steelers next year. Now, there's an Indian, a Jew, and a Pommy. That's a trifecta. I used to race greyhounds, but I couldn't beat them. Actually, I own a trotter now. He's got a bad habit. He starts from a kneeling position. Now, when I talk about Indians, I'm talking about the ones that live in Agra and all agro or whatever it is, and not the American Indians. Because you talk about the American Indians, they really get the shits. Like this Yank arrived at Mascot and he got into a cab and he said to the cab driver, he said, "Oh, where's the best place to get a girl?" The cab driver says, "On the end of your prick." I hadn't thought of that. And he said, this Red Indian came up to me and spoke to me in pidgin English. Pretty funny because he was a crow. He came out in a ute and said, "I'll sue you." What about the bloke from Kuala Lumpur? Can't mention his name, but he had diarrhea once and thought he was melting. If he had pimples, he'd be a Chiquito bar. If he had dandruff, he'd be a fucking Lamington. So, there's an Indian. What about this bloke? This bloke got home from work and here's his best mate, his very best mate, in bed with his missus. He said, "I fucking have to, but you..." Now there's an Indian, a Jew. Jewish radio is heading for Revesby. Oh, it is? No, it's already started in the eastern suburbs. It comes on at 4 o'clock in the morning. Good morning. This is Radio Israel of 1400, but for you, 1399.